but we're dealing, but
Oh
that's
my.
the original question that we're talking about. Like we're dealing with this disconnect that we see between is the technology, are the security capabilities that are being offered now enough to meet the true needs of security buyers, right? And that's something that we think about all the time. It's interesting that I'm quoting some of our decision makers survey data um, that published in December. By the way, where we are now fielding the questions for the next edition, and we should have it published. I'm going to say before the summer, like before July, kind of thing.
Right behind you. So
Yeah,
we'll be doing the same thing.
and it's interesting because one of the things that popped up in the survey last time was just how much people are looking for help with integration, right? In the sense that you ask people what's the thing that you expect the most of a security platform, right? Better integration, right? I want the ease of integration, and that ease of integration, it's funny, it comes up in different areas of the survey, right? You ask about network security, easier integration. You ask about data security, easier integration, right? Why? Because we are all vibe coding these little things, or we're all buying these little point products, and then the economic economics. The economic externality is I built this little thing. You deal with actually integrating it into your environment. Looks wonderful at the expo floor. Looks wonderful on the VC portfolio page, but how well does it work in real life?
Well enough that I don't have to go buy anybody's solution for the time being until somebody comes in and tries to sell the stakeholders on how much money it's going to save by having all of those things integrated.
Which is fine. Our survey also, I'm not saying that this is the end of point products, not at all. Like our survey actually says that people are considering buying specific offerings. I don't like the term solutions. They are buying specific offerings in specific markets to address these gaps. But the question becomes, as a buyer, as a vendor, how well are you serving? Are you thinking through what your buyer needs in terms of integration, in terms of documentation, in terms of governance, right? I've worked in environments where the biggest benefit of a particular product wasn't so much the functional capabilities; it was actually how well it would model the non-functional governance aspects. Not sexy, but it's the kind of thing that helps buyers.
It begs the question too, are you gonna stick with the suppliers that you work with now? Because you obviously are running what they offer today. So you are, I don't want to say stuck with that, but that's the environment that you're in. You're not going to abandon that for, something else brand new. On the other hand, if they aren't, the current suppliers you're using aren't aggressively going after this agent security and identity and the things that you need in a meaningful way, do have to look for other solutions. And that gets into even the more complexity around your integration effort. And is there anything in the data that talks about that you've seen so far, Fernando? They looking for current vendors or new vendors?
We asked people if they were looking to add to their stack. I don't remember for this
Hmm.
current survey, but for the past one, and a number of them said that yes, we are adding to our capabilities because we want to address this. This is a good driver for the larger vendors who go on to be on top of, hey, what do buyers need on their acquisition strategies. Shout out here, like again, not an endorsement, but I mean, Palo Alto is really good at this. CrowdStrike is really good at this. Cisco is really good at this in terms of how do we incorporate this new capability into this, right? And we've been doing that I should mention, like, I mean, Checkpoint acquired 3 or 4 different companies in the space of just a couple months kind of thing, right? So that's the motion that we're following, right?